Okay, if you want to join me, come onto your back with natural curves of the spine, which means weight lower in your hips and back, balance between the right and the left side. A small lift through the top of the hips and back, a natural arch of the spine there, but the low ribs still hug in towards the spine and support you in the front. Shoulders nice and heavy, balance between the right and the left sides. Neck lifting a little arch there. And back of your head with your chin in neutral or slightly lifted, nice and heavy. Arms can be someplace comfortable, and just feel the breath flowing through you here. If it helps to connect to your breath, you could bring one hand to your belly, the other hand to your heart, and just feel for a moment here the hands moving with the breath, maybe expanding out from each other on the inhales and softening back in towards each other on the exhales. And connect to that flow of the breath. And if possible, stay connected to that flow. Breathe. As you feel ready, bring your hands back perhaps to the ground, someplace comfortable that you feel like you could have some movement going on. And then as you're ready, trying to keep the hips in natural curves of the spine, we're going to exhale and lift the right foot up off the ground without moving your hips. Inhale and set it back down. And then exhale and lift the left leg up, just with your knees bent. Inhale and set it back down. Exhale, the right leg lifts. Inhale, set it back down. I said exhale unintentionally the first time. Exhale, the left leg lifts. Inhale and set it back down. Exhale, the right leg lifts. Hold the right leg lifting. Knee about stacked over your hips. Weight still lower in the hips, but core engaged. And then trying not to change anything else through your hips. Inhale, straightening the right leg towards the sky, only as much as works for you. Exhale and bending that knee. Inhale and straightening the right leg. Exhale and bend the right knee. Inhale and straighten the right leg. Exhale and bend the right knee. Set the right foot down, second side. So try not to move the hips. Exhale, lift the left leg up. Inhale and straightening the left leg. Exhale and bending that knee. Inhale and straighten the left leg. Exhale and bend that knee. Inhale and straighten the left leg. Exhale and bend that knee. Set that foot down. Hips staying nice and steady. Come back to your first side. Lifting the right leg up. Knee stacked about over your hips. And straightening the leg as much as comfortable for you. So here, if you have a little bend in the knee or a bigger bend in the knee, that's fine. But that action is you're straightening the leg. And then with the leg straightish, trying to not move your hips here, I just want you to stay with your breath and move the leg forward and back, but isolating the movement in your legs, so not letting the hips rock too terribly much here. Breathe. And then if all this feels good for you, go ahead and start to move the leg out and around some to the side. So making a quarter of a sphere or a D shape. But just going back and forth. And really the key here is trying not to move your hips as you breathe. Nice full deep breaths. So working mobility in the legs, but a stabilizer through the hips. And then as you're ready, go ahead and set the right leg down and second side. So lifting your left leg up, straightening that leg somewhat that's comfortable. Action is straightening forward, might be a little bit. And then trying not to move your hips, so keeping the weight in natural curves of the spine. Weight lower in the hips, trying not to tuck your hips under. From here, go ahead, just moving the leg back and forth, staying connected to your breath. Nice full deep breaths. The whole time the low ribs hug in towards the spine, but not so much your hips tuck under. And then as you're ready, you can start moving the leg out to the side too, breathing. And just moving in a quarter of a sphere shape, forward and back. Breathe nice, full, deep, complete breaths. And then as you feel ready, as you feel done, go ahead and set the left leg down. Breathing here, natural curves of the spine. Nice, full, deep, complete breaths. From here, if it works for you, maybe straightening the left leg along the ground. Now, just like for the sky, if it works for you to have a little bend in the knee and press down to your hip and your heel, but not necessarily through the knee, that's fine. If you can straighten the leg all the way and you want to do that, that's fine. I'm going to demo with a little bend in the knee on this side. And then as you're ready, go ahead and lift your right leg up. Again, right leg fairly straight for a moment. But then we're going to bend that knee and maybe grab the belly of the thigh with your hands. Now try to get the shoulders and the head back down. So if the shoulders and the head lift up, you actually might want to repeat what we were doing earlier. If you can, press the shoulders and the back of the head down, natural curves of the spine, core engaged, and then straightening this right leg however much works for you here. But again, doesn't have to be all the way straight. Both legs, the action could be straightening, and the form might not be all the way straight. Breathing here. And then keeping the right arm on the right thigh if it's there, if it works for you. Left arm opens to the left, and try not to move your hips here. Inhale the right leg to the right. Exhale back to center. Inhale the right leg to the right. Exhale back to center. Inhale the right leg to the right, holding the right leg to the right, breathing here. Try to make sure your hips are still centered, so if you need to wiggle your hips to bring them into center, do that. And then once your hips are in center, we're going to inhale the right arm off the right leg, exhale and bring it back in. Inhale, the right arm moves, exhale and bring it back in. Inhale the right arm off the leg, exhale back in. Notice if your hips have moved. Notice if there's more weight in the right hip after a few rounds of that. Press the left side back down. Maybe let the right leg open a bit more to the right, but keep the left side on the ground. And then maybe letting the right arm come off that right leg. Breathing here. Nice, full, deep, complete breaths. And then as you're ready, bringing the right leg up, bending the left knee, bending the right knee, feet on the ground. Breathe. Nice, full, deep breaths. And I do, for this exercise, hovering the right leg above the ground, I think it makes you work more. So if you can bring the leg all the way down, make sure you're hovering a little bit so you're working your muscles here. Nice, full, deep breaths. Okay, as you're ready, the right leg extends straighter along the ground. But again, feel free to have a bend in the knee. Straightening those all the way is okay. You can do that. But if not, press down to your hip and your heel. And then lifting the left leg up, maybe playing with straightening the left leg and then bending the knee to grab the belly of the thigh. Now, if your head and shoulders lift up and you can't bring them back down, maybe not doing this. Maybe going back to the moving the leg around freely without holding on. But if you can hold on and the head and shoulders can come back down, perhaps doing that. Straightening the left leg however much works for you. But again, might be a bit of a bend in that knee. That's fine for this exercise. Both sides of your hips staying down nice and heavy. The right arm could open to the right. And then inhale the left leg to the left. Exhale back into center. Inhale the left leg to the left, but keeping as much weight in the right hip as is in the left. Exhale back to center. Inhale the left leg to the left. Hold here. Breathe. Make sure the weight's still in this right hip, that this right hip is still nice and heavy. And then inhale the left hand off the left leg. Exhale and bring it back up. Inhale, moving your left hand. Exhale, bring it back in. Inhale, move the left hand. Hold here. Notice if the hips have moved. Again, bring the hand back in. Readjust your hips. Maybe with your hips adjusted, left leg to the left, and then release the hand from the left leg. Breathe. And then as you're ready, bring that left leg up to center. Bend the right knee, bend the left knee. Soles of the feet on the ground. Maybe let both knees gently fall in towards each other here. And just feel the breath flowing through you, the earth underneath you. Maybe one hand to your belly, the other hand to your heart as you rest here. Thank you.